some would call it being a diva. When you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Sooner Nation and Gaylord family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. As we'll see the runner-up from last year's national championship, the LSU Tigers, taking on the 12th ranked team in the land, the Oklahoma Sooners. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, here with David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get this thing rolling. And the Sooners will kick it off to get us underway. Takes it inside the 25, and he'll bring it back. Needed just a little more help to turn that into a big return. They'll mark him down at the 29. They challenge this crowd to bring the energy, and I'd say they're doing that. Out of the gun to give to the back. There he goes. Really nice pickup there as they have it out to the 44 with a first down.
That's a really nice run. One thing I love about him is he's got versatility. Reminds me of a guy I used to play against back in the day, Kevin Falk. He could catch the ball, he could run the ball, he could block, he returned kicks. He did everything for the LSU Tigers, and this guy, he's got that ability too. So many different tools in his toolbox.
Wants to throw on first down. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. And how about that DB getting a hand in there and forcing the incomplete pass? It puts so much pressure on a defense when a quarterback can get out of the pocket like that and has a chance and is willing to take a chance to try to make a big play downfield.
Well, and that's why defensive ends have to keep contained. You got to keep that rabbit in the cage, right? You can't let him outside the cage. Let him start roaming, because now it opens up my defense for big-time plays. They didn't get stung by it this time. The quarterback didn't find it to be open, couldn't make a completion, but you got to keep that guy in the pocket.
Now, I think this receiver's forte is his route running. He's a guy that can line up all over the field, but it's not just catching post routes and goes. This guy can run shallows, he can run slants, he can run the option routes and find soft spots in the defense. This guy really has all the routes in his toolbox.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
They stop him at the 22, 15-yard pickup on the play, and a first down just outside the red zone. The Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on first down. Throws to the tight end. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection.
And how loud is it in this building? This is crazy. These fans are going absolutely nuts. And I used to love when the fans got involved, and I'm on defense, because it messes with the snap count, it messes with the communication, and it can really rattle an offense.
Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Shoots it to the left. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Well, nice job by the defense here in back-to-back plays. 2 straight incompletions, giving up some yards, and the opponents in field goal range. This is a place a lot of D coordinators like to send the blitz, because if you sack the quarterback and create a negative play, you knock them out of field goal range.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. On third down, he drops to throw. He's missed 3 in a row now with that last incompletion.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look there. 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage, so everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
And so on their opening drive of the game, they want to stay on the field, and the offense will go for it on 4th down. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down. He's there to make the stop, but not before. He sets up this offense 1st and goal from the 7. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. Now 2nd and goal, and right in the teeth of this noise. He'll run it to the right, looking for the goal line. That is a big win for this defense, as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. On 3rd and goal, you can't hear yourself thinking here. Looking to throw. Lets it fly. Touchdown, LSU! Quick strike through the air for the score.
I don't know how many people expected this to happen, playing on the road in this environment against a better opponent, but they showed tremendous poise. On the opening drive, nice execution. They scored a touchdown. That was big time.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. They'll start this drive going to the air. Snagged out of the air.
Well, your opponent scored on their opening drive, so obviously no need to panic. But I know, having been in this situation as a quarterback, you want to answer right away. So really good to see him making some nice throws here on their opening drive. He's going to try and see if he can get this thing tied up.
Motion from the wideout. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. The defense wouldn't let him loose, and even though it's a completion, they lost yardage. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. The Sooners line up, trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. From the gun. Give on the inside. Turning it on. He'll have enough for the 1st down, and they stop him at the 45.
You know, good running backs are the ones that can make things happen in small spaces. That running back there found his lane, he found his crease, and there was no hesitation. He got north right away and was able to make a big-time run.
They get to him as he throws.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on 1st down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him, and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
Man, it's really hard to control the running game if you don't control the line of scrimmage. And how about the defensive line doing a great job attacking those guys up front, not open up lanes to run through. Nice job just nullifying that run altogether.
3rd and long, and he'll try to throw for it. Rolling, throwing, looking right. Intercepted deep in his own end.
And once the QB left the pocket, it felt like he was locking in on his dude, his playmaker out wide. I think the defense knew it too. Nice job taking the big playmaker away, breaking on the football, and going making a big INT for this defense.
Got room to work. He has the 1st and still on his feet. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
How about that play by the speed back? We hear about speed backs, and he's not the guy that runs in between the tackles. But let me tell you something. When you're trying to catch a guy like that and you're running full speed with everything you have, a lot of times you're just trying to get him to the ground, and you're not trying to put a good shot on him. And then all of a sudden they're breaking tackles. Great job by that young man.
You know, you better form tackle better on defense. You had a chance to make a big play, miss the running back, and as a result, he's getting positive yards. Defense has to do a better job of finishing.
looking to throw on first down. He's got his man.
Not difficult, not complicated, but early in the game, get in that rhythm. Find that timing with your wide receiver so you're set up for success. Then you go attack deep later on.
They'll go to work in the air on second down. Quarterback extends the play. And not much going on downfield. You just get rid of it and live to play another down.
Like the job by the defense there in coverage. They took every option away from the quarterback. He was outside of the pocket, nowhere to go with it, so they forced the incompletion throw.
The Sooner fans booming. A cacophony of noise at the Palace on the Prairie on third down. Looking to throw for it. Working that left side now. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the first down at the 34-yard line. And the Tigers come to the line with a new set of downs. He wants to throw it again. Under fire. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion.
Man, it's easy to play defense when you can do this. When you can get to the quarterback quick and make him make a decision quick, it makes it easier for the secondary, for the linebacker.
Breaks into the open. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
When the running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
Quick completion to the right. He hauled that one in and got it down to the 15-yard line. They'll line up for a second down play. The give from the gun. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going, handing the ball.
On third and long, try to convert through the air. Bought a little time, lets it go. And the missed connection on third down.
What do you do now if you're the offense, right? After that incomplete fourth down, but you've driven the entire field. At this point, do you just say, we got to go for a touchdown, or do you just pay the drive off by kicking the field?
And the try is no good. And the margin is still 7 after the miss, guys. Guys, LSU has the lead here. We've played one before we move on. Let's have a look at the stats. They've switched into the field, and we're ready to get things started here in the second. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. Into the pile, maybe got one. He stopped at the 21.
And what's the closest guy to the football, man? It's those defensive tackles, and those guards and centers have to work together. They got to get those guys and get some movement. They don't on this play, and the big fella eats. Nowhere to go. When you run into him, you usually meet the ground.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Grabbed over the middle, it's King. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense, catching the football.
Here on third down. Quarterback making adjustments. On third and long, he has to throw for it. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. Bringing it back. Touchdown, LSU! The defense putting points on the board. Look, a lot of time left. There's a little bit of distance right now being put on the scoreboard.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. For this Sooner offense to go back to work. It's a good thing to be charitable, Jesse, but I think the last couple of drives might be overdoing it a bit.
I agree, and I think at this point, David, the quarterback here, he's got to be a CEO, and he's got to really get his guys settled down. A couple turnovers in a row now. They've got to find a rhythm.
CEO, a.k.a. don't screw it up, young man. That's what it sounds like on the sidelines with the coaches. You got to stop turning the football over.
I'll tell you, QBs and receivers, they practice these out routes all week long, and you've got to anticipate. You've got to be comfortable throwing it before he gets out of his break, and they executed it perfectly right there to pick up that first.
He unleashes a long one, and it falls incomplete, but that could have been disastrous. The defender was right there.
This is a great play by the defensive back, and I think one of the hardest things to do as a DB is you're covering a receiver deep down the field, your back's to the play, and you've got to turn your shoulder, locate the football, and then swat it away. That DB did an outstanding job in coverage.
And they pick up just a few on that completion.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
Here on third down for this offense. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. On third and long, trying to have a big completion here. And here's the third interception of the night.
And if you're the quarterback, you might want to stop throwing that guy's way. I mean, you knew coming into this game, David, he's one of the best corners in the entire country. He's already been picked off twice now. He is literally living in this quarterback's head rent-free.
And so nice to have a guy like this that can cut off half the field. Because now you can put resources elsewhere. He's proven, if you try me, bad things are going to happen.
And they didn't get it forward an inch. Defense wins the battle up front.
Well, they're trying to get that run play going to the outside, but it's the defensive end who does a great job winning his one-on-one and forcing the negative play.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Throwing right. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
And how nice is it to have the home crowd going absolutely bananas? Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Sooner Nation bearing down on this offense on this huge third down play. From the gun, wants to pass. Oh, he's going to try to get it all here. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is incomplete.
Well, the defense finally has figured it out. That was critical for their confidence because they had been scored on earlier. They had given up a ton of yards. I think they understood the gravity of the situation. Third down, that was critical for them to get off the field, build momentum, build some confidence. Nice job that time by the defense.
Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Rushes on him. And the pass is incomplete, but it might not matter. Flag is down, and it looked as if the defense was roughing up that receiver. As a defense, you hate to let them move the chains on a penalty, but that's what they did. It's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on first down. On the move, he fires. Snagged in the middle. It's Lockett. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15.
Well, he's able to make it easy after that catch, and I think his speed is something that just scares DBs to death. And you think about great Oklahoma receivers recently, guys like CeeDee Lamb, Sterling Shepard, Hollywood Brown. DBs gave them so much cushion because they were afraid they were
under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
Man, this defense is dominating all game long. They have been making this quarterback's life so difficult with their pass rush. They bring him down there for the sack. They're not giving anything up. They're leading this game by a lot. We're only in the second quarter, and this ain't going to change unless this offense can find a rhythm.
Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Now the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Sweet throw and catch along the sideline. It's enough for the 1st down. The Sooners want to move quickly.
Nice job by the quarterback, seeing the receiver come open, getting him the football, making the 1st down, and
he'll take a shot. And it's incomplete as he was trying to make the play in the back corner of the end zone.
I think a big reason this offense is struggling right now and why they're trailing on the scoreboard is they have not been able to protect this guy, and it's affected him. He has not looked very accurate. Moving forward, the pass pro has got to be better to help this guy out.
Catch in the middle, it's Keys. Not the most productive half for this offense so far, but finally starting to get it in gear. 1st and 10. Looking downfield on 1st down. Stands in and takes the hit. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers and he couldn't hold on. Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. Got it behind the line. It's Keys. Oh, he's got some space. And he's brought down after a nice gain. They'll rush to the line. Clock stopped for the 1st down. They'll set the chains and wind the clock. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Lets it fly deep downfield. And good coverage there to knock it away and deny the score.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the 1st half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the 2nd half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24.
And it's amazing that they're only trailing by a couple of points in this game because they've turned it over a couple times and they've been sacked a couple times right now. They have no rhythm on offense right now. You have got to give the defense tons of credit. They are...
And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown Sooners!
And I tell you what, that passing touchdown, man, that should spark this whole team. Like, the comeback is more than on now. Like, they got the touchdown. They cut into the lead. You want to get a stop and go into the half, get all the juices, all the excitement, and be like, listen, the passing game's rolling. We got this. The comeback's in full effect.
And he'll bring it back. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. Wants to throw on 1st down. It's on target and complete. He gets it past the 25-yard line and finally knocked out of bounds at the 27. The Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. They'll mark him down at the 37. It's a 10-yard gain.
It's hard to stop great runners. It really is. That's why you run the football consistently. You got a big offensive line, a big physical unit. You run the football like this, man, it will take a toll later. But you got to tackle this guy over and over again who has this ability.
Brings it in down the left side. They are finding soft spots in this defense. He's got it down to the 25.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Picked off to stop the threat. He'll try to take it back. The 40. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return. And they were most fortunate to catch up to him there. He almost turned that into a pick six.
Man, and he had a convoy, too. As soon as he had the ball, he just looked around him. There was just a lot of open grain, and he took off. Great job by his teammates on defense, getting downfield and setting up some blocks.
They'll get a chance to work on that hurry-up offense here in the final minute of the first half. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. From the 14-yard line, it's 1st and 10.
Trust your passing game, trust your quarterback, because you know he can execute. You have confidence in him, and that is the way you finish your first half, and now you got a chance to tie this football game.
He'll bring it out. It's blue. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. This drive comes from the 14-yard line. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Quickly to the tight end. Crosses the 30. He's got away. They pick up the first down. They'll mark him at the 34. Got to be expeditious here. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. To the air on first down. He lets one fly deep. It's caught. There he goes. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. And here on second down, they'll send out the field goal unit to try to get 3 before the break. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good. And guys, after the field goal, now they have the lead.
Well, you love to see that, right? They put themselves in a position at the end of the half to take the lead. They put it on their kicker. He knocks it through the uprights. So nothing but good vibes for this team now with the lead heading in at halftime.
And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Before the teams head to the locker rooms. On the direct snap, it's Hawkins. He's in open space downfield. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. We played 2 quarters here. Time to go to Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Tigers will boot it away to start the second half. Sideline after bringing it out of the end zone and being knocked down at the 11. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments, but they've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's important. I think running the football is an attitude. Like, it starts with the offensive lineman being physical, having a nasty attitude. Running back, same thing. I think they need more of that in the second half.
You know, and I think if you're this defense, you have an opportunity to make a statement here. Yeah, I know you guys went in at halftime and you riled yourselves up and you told yourself that you think you can run the ball on us. On this very first drive, we're going to prove to you, just like in the first 30 minutes, you cannot.
Got a man. It's Tees. And he surges up to the 36-yard line, and they'll move the chain.
A nice passing game by this offense. The quarterback and the receiver on the same page, in time, in rhythm, creates the big play. And look at them. They're right back on the football, ready to run another play.
Here on 2nd and 9, sends 3 receivers to the right. Wants to go up top. Bringing the heat. Incomplete, thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
Well, the offensive line has got to give him at least a little bit of time to survey the field. He had no chance that time, getting hit almost immediately after he got the ball.
Now facing a 3rd and long. Might be calling a hot route. Wide receiver comes in motion. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Pulls it in. They convert on 3rd down as he gets it to the 46-yard line. And they just want to give this guy a chance to make a play on 3rd down, and more times than not, he is going to deliver.
He's so good, so efficient, such a good route runner, got the speed, got the complete game, so you definitely want to highlight him, and especially on those downs that matter the most. If something's not open quick underneath, find him, he'll make those contested catches.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Throws to the wideout. Grabbed in the middle, it's Tees. Chopping up this defense, and they've got it all the way down to the 23.
It's a really nice job making the play. And you think about all the success they've had with Baker Mayfield and Jalen Hurts and Kyler Murray in recent years, but a big reason why those guys had success was they had big-time players on the perimeter getting open and making plays, too. It wasn't just all the quarterback position. They brought in some big-time recruits from high school at the receiver spot. This guy is no different. He has a chance to be the next great senior receiver.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most times.
Touchdown, Sooner! And that one will put them up here in the 2nd half. I tell you, when this drive started, the defense thought they had them in a hole. Not anymore. What a performance.
And I really like the play calling by the offensive coordinator on that last drive. That was a nice mixture of running and throwing and getting different players involved. Really nice job, very poised in that play calling, and it showed up with the touchdown.
Looks like he's going to try to return it. And he won't quite make it back to the 20-yard line as he goes out of bounds at the 19. LSU will dive into the playbook here on offense. The give to the tailback. Just gets it to the 28, pickup of 1.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They'll get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
Lost to fire on 2nd down. He's got him. Turning it on. And he's down at the 41. That's a 1st down. This offense is like running a perfection drill in practice against air. Chunk play after chunk play, and here they come again. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quickly out to the tight end. He gets it to the 31-yard line. A big play for this offense.
Man, what a weapon in this offense. To have a tight end that you can throw the football to, not just over the middle, not just to move the sticks, but a guy like this that can absolutely blaze, like a Warren, like a Bowers we've seen over the years, that can make huge plays down the field after the catch.
How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the 1st down? And the Tigers come to the line with a fresh set of downs. They believe they can run right here. Gets it all the way down to the 2-yard line. He was He's fighting for that end zone.
Every offense wants to be able to run the ball and be physical, especially on first down. And you want to create second and short, third.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bayou Bengals. Lining up to tack one more onto that lead.
And the running back was not going to be denied on that play. He had a hole, he saw it, he put his foot in the ground, and that was pay dirt.
Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
All right, guys, got a final score on one of the more intriguing games this week. Missouri was able to finish off a close one in Columbia. They did just enough both offensively and defensively to come away with the dub. Hey, survive and advance. All that speculation all week, and now we know. But something tells me, fellas, we haven't heard the last of either of these teams.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. The Sooner offense returns to the field. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
He's looking to pass. Now he's going to break the pocket. On the run, deep down the right side. And it's incomplete. They were looking for the huge gain on first down.
Love the coverage on the back end by the defense on that play. In these scramble-type situations, the quarterback's rolling out to his right. Everything breaks down, and it really gets hard on these defenders to have to stay with their man, but a good job there by the defense.
He might want another play. Looking to fire. Oh, he loves to fire downfield. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had...
And man, oh man, he is in the dark tonight. His fourth interception.
There were a lot of people really excited about what this guy could do. Some were saying he could be an All-American, and he's proving them right. That's already his second interception early in this college football season. Offenses are going to figure it out. They're going to stop.
Taking it the other way. Brought down at the 25-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup, and this offense is threatening. They've got it 1st and 10 from the 25. They're going to ride this running back. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard.
And this team needs more of that, man. This is a really close football game, and you've got to get these stops down the stretch and meet the physical challenge of this offense, and they do right there, man. And that's one step closer to getting this football back and maybe making this thing a football game.
Back to pass. Fires deep toward the end zone. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at 3rd down.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls. Against this receiver and his speed, he's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Just flying through the air like a superhero to make the grab.
Well, that's another completion. This quarterback's on fire. I get it. He's thrown for over 200 yards in this game, but it's because he's got people helping him out. How about that incredible job diving out, stretching out, and hauling that pass in? Quarterbacks love it when they don't have to be perfect every time they throw the football. And this group of receivers, they are helping out their QB1.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. And they take it in for 6 more points.
Another rushing touchdown. That's now 2 on the game. This offense thought they could come into this one running the ball, being the more physical team, and they look like it right now.
And he knocked that one right down the middle. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. There will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. drive starts from their own 25-yard line. On the move, it's King. A collision, and he stopped at the 27 after picking up 1.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because...
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17.
Well, they're able to get the negative play, great individual effort. I know LSU's defense always goes by DBU, but they've had some big-time players up front on that D-line, too. And you think recently, guys like Marcus Spears, Glenn Dorsey, Kiki...
And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. They recover their own fumble. Somehow, who knows how they got that thing back.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep 2 hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
And the Sooners will send out the punt unit. 3 and out, and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Guys, LSU has the lead here. And we've reached the end of the third, and time is running out if they're going to cut into this deficit. Let's take a look at our game stats before we move on. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the fourth. So here they come, 4th and long, and this defense is after back-to-back sacks. On 4th down, he'll try to toss him. Can't find his man. It'll be incomplete, and that is a heartbreaker this late in the game.
Yeah, and unfortunately in the 4th quarter, losing, you got to put the foot on the accelerator. You got to make something happen. So I get they had to be aggressive and go for it. They just can't seem to get this offense to make plays when they need it the most.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Tigers. Boy, do they need that score. Gave them a little cushion as they try to put a stop to this 2-game slide. And that extra point is a big one as they now have a 3-possession, 17-point lead in the fourth.
Well, this offense has been physical. They came out of this game with a lot of pride and the ability up front and the belief that they can block people and get it done. They are dominating this defense. 3 rushing touchdowns now in the game.
Here comes the Sooner offense back onto the field. It looks as if this game is going to be one to just drag to the recycle bin, but the idea now is to finish strong and just take whatever happens in the rankings. They get enough rush, and it pays off. The sack at the 20.
And I tell you what, this defense, they've heard all about how great this quarterback is. They came in today with a mission, with a purpose. They've been flying around, harassing him, and making life so hard on this offense.
2nd down, he'll throw it. A little release to the back. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup.
And defensively, this is exactly what you want, right? You got the big lead, so you can play big zone coverages. Just keep the ball in front of you. Keep your eye on the quarterback. Rally to the football. Gang tackle. You're going to win this game.
To the air, it's Hawkins. Buys a little extra time. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down.
It's a nice adjustment by the defense here. With a big lead in the game, you're putting extra DBs on the field, knowing the offense has to throw to get back in this one in the 4th quarter. So your best cover guys on the field, and they force an incompletion on the last one.
Down he goes, and the defense snuffs out this drive with a sack.
And I get it. At this point in the second half, dude, we got to make something happen. We haven't been good enough. We got to score a lot of points, and quickly. You got to be aggressive. They tried. They failed again. This game is all but over.
They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did.
Touchdown, Tigers! And the punishment has been extended. They've built a little cushion and now closer to getting a victory here in week 4.
Yeah, salt into her wound, right? Late in the fourth quarter, you can run the football, run this game out. No, sir. I'm going to continue to pad my stats, find my receiver out wide, and get me another touchdown.
And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. So here comes the Oklahoma offense. Weeks like this are tricky, but you have to respond better than they have, and I would expect they'll take a major hit in the rankings next week. Bought a little time, lets it go. And he'll make the grab along the sideline, but is not able to get to the first down mark.
Here's the deal. You're down 3 possessions. You know, it doesn't feel likely they're going to come back and win, but we've seen crazier stuff happen in college football. It all starts with a big completion on a 2-minute drive. They'll get the momentum started in your direction.
Looking to pass. It's Hawkins. Oh, they're after him. Quarterback now breaking the field. Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this football game. They're trailing. They're trying to make plays. I like the decision-making of the young man there. Don't force the football. We already got to make big plays. The defense knows it, too. Nice job pulling it down, scrambling, getting the first down. Now you got to keep it going.
You know, it's one thing to take shots early in a game when the defense may not be expecting it, but at this point, fourth quarter, you're trailing by a lot. They know you're going to do it, and the defense was expecting that one. Great job in the back end.
Give to the back. Breaks into the open. And a good, solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. The Sooners are in the hurry-up. Wide receiver going in motion. Wants to throw on 3rd down. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete, and 4th down's coming.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to...
There he goes! Touchdown, Oklahoma! Once he got some room, it was over.
What a great play call there on 4th down. You know, they script and practice these all throughout the week. You've got to be able to call something that you know you can run in your sleep. Beautiful execution on that 4th down play for a touchdown.
They're down big, but they'll keep fighting to the bitter end and line up for the onside kick here. Cool as a cucumber as the hands team makes a sure catch.
And everybody's got different philosophies. Some people kick onside every single time. You go for the big play, try to create some momentum for your team, but they failed. A nice job covering the kick, seeing the football off the kicker's foot, securing it, getting on the ground, and making sure your offense retains the football.
That's a fantastic play by the linebacker. He has such tremendous instincts. As soon as he sees run, he's coming downhill. He's got great speed. He gets you on the ground. That's why he's one of the best linebackers in the entire country.
They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
Well, this running back has had a pretty good day so far in this game, and I think the key right now is for the defense to find a way to slow him down. He had a good run 2 plays ago. The defense gets the TFL on this one. I think you got to change up your fronts defensively and try to give this offensive line different alignment looks to see if they can confuse him.
Gets it to him on the screen. Stopped right at the 42-yard line as his defense forces a 4th down. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. He's open on the right. And they make the tackle, but the official has tossed his flag. That one hurts. They thought they'd move the chains on 4th down. Instead, they back up. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play.
Timeout, LSU.
LSU will bring the punt team on the field. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. Now on the return. Pretty solid coverage there, and they'll stop him at the 26. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. Looking for a man. It's Hawkins. Here's the pressure. Takes a hit as he fires.
Well, it's been that kind of day here tonight. You just have not been able to find a rhythm and establish that throwing the football. Part of it has been wide receivers and quarterbacks not being on the same page, but you've got to give this defense credit too. Just like that last play, they have been getting after him. They've been hitting him, and that's a big reason why they've got such a big lead here in the fourth.
To the air on second down. Here's a heat. Trying to make magic with his feet. He was able to squirt free and pick up a few and avoid a negative play there. On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. That ball's incomplete. They had the screen all set up, and he couldn't hang on to the ball.
And you got to expect this offense to go for it again here on fourth down, right? Obviously trailing, we're in the second half, but we saw them try to go for it on fourth down early. Didn't have any success. They've got to dial up a better play here.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. Going over the top. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion.
There's not many play calls on the sheet to score a bunch of points really quickly, so you got to go for it here. I like the aggressiveness, but this offense continues to miss the mark, and they just got to score more points. They got to do better, right, Palmer? That's expert analysis. They got to do better.
The Bayou Bengals will run the offense out onto the field. Here's the handoff. Defense holds their ground, pickup of a yard. It's at the 26.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position. You're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
What will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Running back searching for a hole. Got the first down and more. Really good running. Gets it into the red zone, and they'll have it at the 16.
And that's a good second down run. Commit to the running game. Run the football. Great gain. Great job by the offensive line. Keep it rolling.
They'll finally get him stopped at the 1-yard line. What a run there.
That's got to be demoralizing if you're the defense. You're trailing. You need to get the ball back. You got to get off the field, but you can't stop the run when they're going between the tackles. This defense is going to have to get a lot more physical, especially in the middle.
LSU lining up first and goal. And in a two-possession game, they'll take a knee. Defense can stop it a couple of more times. Running out the clock seems to be a mere formality here as they are ready to snap it in victory formation. And they take a knee on fourth down, having inflicted enough damage, and that ought to do it. With these last two plays, they've just taken this drive and thrown it right into the fire. Can they snatch it out on third and goal? Both of these teams are high-caliber squads, but it sort of felt as if these guys had something to prove today, and man, did they go out and do it.
Man, they proved it, and they proved they were better. They thought they were better coming in. We were talking to them, but they had a lot of confidence. They said, we're not ranked as high